It's just about of getting the news out to people to get a bit more responsible with their portfolio as well. So I find that it's 85% of North America has managed product, which is great, that's fine. But at the same time is, if you're not actively looking at your own money and making it work for you.
StockPulse on location here, 2020 VRIC, that's the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference. And I've got with me now from superchargedstocks.com, Andrew O'Donnell. Andrew, never met you. Very interested to talk to you here though. Supercharged Stocks. Tell me a little bit about what you're doing.
So I'm all charged up, that's what it's all about. So I got into this because I saw an opportunity that was sitting beaten up for years, and we've all felt this pain for a long time. I've started this about 3 years ago, and I spent like literally a weekend looking at a chart, and I thought, wait a second, this is a huge opportunity. And of course, it didn't happen right away, but you could sense, I certainly get a sense from here that things are getting pretty interesting, and we're getting a lot more traction with people. So I'm excited about this sector specifically. I love mining because, as far as I'm concerned, everything that we do comes from mining. Like if you want a Bitcoin mine, you need to mine. So I just love it because everything, our foundation of our economy, and especially a resource country, is mining, and we're not taking advantage of it. And a lot of it's just this disconnect between people. What is your take so far?
Well, I think for this change, I think the younger crowd has to come in. I think the millennials need to understand they can't stare at an iPhone or a computer or drive their electric cars or any of that stuff unless we're mining in the ground. So I tend to agree. I think it's been overdone. I think this room's full of a lot of pain and heartache.
Yeah.
Gold's at a pretty good level. The Fed's telegraphed money's going to be free forever. I think there's a reason to be optimistic.
No, I love it too when you say the free money, because I know a guy. One of his sayings is, like, Andrew, when you have kids and they say to you, Daddy, when they were giving free money away, what were you doing? Say, I wasn't getting any free money. Now, people are getting free money, but it's not me. So it is a weird situation that we live in, where there are groups of people getting free money, and the fiat system's just out of control. We've got $13 trillion in negative yielding sovereign debt. Can it sustain? I don't know. Everything seems to be upside down. It could. Who knows what tricks they've got up their sleeves, but fundamentally, doesn't look terribly positive, and that's great for mining, because my big thing is I don't want to own the cell phone, I don't want to own an Apple, but I want to own all those little pieces that make all the components, so all the metals, all the minerals, all the you name it, gold, silver, lithium, copper, all of that.
Any favorites here of the supercharged stocks? I mean, these gold, obviously, like I said, is a good spot. You've had some areas that aren't doing so good. The cobalt's been a little tough. Some of those metals, but any favorites?
Yeah, I mean, gold, I like gold, silver all the time, and I'm a big fan of copper. I mean, I laugh because, copper, it's bronze, it's the third place metal. No, it's exciting because it's all part of that electric future, or that electrification of the future. And I live in Vancouver, so whenever I go to people and I say, listen, you're an environmentalist, I love the environment. If you think the carbon is this problem that's causing the climate change, then you must love mining. And of course, people's heads spin around 360, they start yelling and screaming, and they just are very upset. I say, well, you do understand that, if it's solar, if it's, if it's wind, if it's hydro, all of that, if it's any battery energy metal, it comes from the ground. And it's just a disconnect where they just won't.
It's got a larger carbon footprint than.
Yeah. Well, I won't even get into that part, but it's just, it comes from the ground. So do you want to just kind of turn your back and say, they're not in my backyard? China
doesn't grow in trees.
Yeah. Doesn't grow in trees. It is, and they think, well, how about just solar? Well, it's about 4% maybe effective rate. It would be awesome if it was 30, but realistically, we need to be talking about uranium and nuclear. Then, once again, no, I don't want to talk about that. So it can't be oil and gas. It can't be nuclear. It can't come from mining. You go, well, where is your energy coming from? Like, is this now a real conversation, or is it not? So there's a disconnect between the education of people growing up thinking, I want all my phones and my video games and my esports and my cryptocurrency, but I'm not going to get it unless I'm mining.
Yeah, and environmentalists are making that tough. So, hey, you touched on copper. I think the trade war with China here, I think Trump's getting somewhere. This could be set up a pretty good run for copper. Agree?
I think so. Actually, Stanley Druckenmiller, who's a billionaire hedge fund, he's got his own family office. He's been a big name in the 80s, 90s, and still today. He's a big copper fan, and that's one person that really loves it. Ray Dalio is a big gold fan. So everyone knows the big names in the room here. So they know Rick Rule, they know Eric Sprott, they know those big names. So me telling someone or that knows mining that Eric Sprott likes gold isn't saying anything. Yeah. But when they know that Ray Dalio loves gold, now that's something interesting. When they know Warren Buffett loves silver, when they know that Stanley Druckenmiller loves copper, that's saying a lot, because it's bringing people that normally have nothing to do with mining, and they're pointing out that these are used in industry, they're desperately needed, and some of these are becoming critical. Like you're saying, it was with Trump, these are critical metals becoming now.
Yeah, so give me a kind of an outlook here, how you see it 2020 here.
I'm optimistic. I think that gold is going up, obviously. I've been trying to be pushed into a number. I don't see it being 2,000 or 1,900. I mean, that would be wonderful. I think we're going to see a steady incline, 16, maybe to 1,700s. That's about it. But I'm happy with that, a slower growth up, and that's going to lead people into willing to look at really high quality stocks in the junior market, as well as the production as well. And that's going to start opening up. And that, at the end of the day, we forget that the market is money, it's the people. And so if we get more people interested in saying, yeah, you know what, there's a huge multiple to be made if there's discoveries. They're massive, and it's real. These are assets. This isn't, I'm going to make a product and sell it. This is an actual asset that we need desperately. I think people want to go back to that foundation of real stuff. And if you find something, I know I'm getting a multiple of that. And it's just about of getting the news out to people to get a bit more responsible with their portfolio as well. So I find that it's 85% of North America has managed product, which is great, that's fine. But at the same time if you're not actively looking at your own money and making it work for you, you're not going to get any exceptional gains in any way, shape, or form. You're going to get an average, you're going to do okay, you're going to do well, but take a bit more responsibility. Get interested, excited about the market.
Talk about your platform before I let you go.
Yeah, so I identify stories. I'm absolutely a mining advocate, and I do look at other companies outside, especially tech, if it's power or energy conversion and whatnot, things like that. Real drivers of society, civilization. I mean, energy is key. So I just want to identify stories, get it out to people, and then I have a subscription base where this is what I own. So I don't tell people to go buy anything. I just say, listen, if you want to look, you can look at what I buy, what I own, and companies that I'm letting people know that are raising money or there's an IPO. But generally, it's to get as many stories out to show people why copper is exciting, why lithium, because there's a large general population that just has no idea, and there's a disconnect, and they need to know that we want to have a say in this electric future, this 5G tomorrow, these new cities, is that we don't want it to be handed over to someone else. We want to make the regulations, and we do it safe here, and we want to move that forward. So, I look at people's, if you're actually invested in something, that's either time or money. So I want to get people to spend a bit more time being educated and a bit more money to say, let's put something towards creating this future that everybody wants.
Okay. Sandra O'Donnell, superchargedstocks.com. Appreciate the update and time.
Thanks so much.